Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm Connie Douglas from Great Stamping with Connie. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Canada, and I would like to welcome you to Craft Spot. This is where the adventure begins for today, and I want to welcome you and thank you for coming along with me. So, if you are here, uh, do say hello. Let me know that you're watching, and let me know where you're from, how the weather is, what you've been up to today, exciting news in your life. I don't know. Just let's just chit chat for a moment while people come on. And I am just going to get this up on here so I can see who's here and what's up and what's going on and all that sort of stuff. And welcome to summer. It is officially summer now, according to the calendar and everything else. But last week we had long pants and long sleeve shirts on, and it was chilly, and the nights were quite cool. And now, boom, it's summer. I will take it. I'm a I'm a summer person. Don't know about you, but I am a summer person. And people say, "Really? I thought you loved winter because you ski." And it's like, yeah, I ski to make the winter bearable, but I'm a summer kind of gal. I love the water, especially when it's not frozen. I like it more in the liquid form for swimming and kayaking and sailing and those sorts of things. So being at the cottage, being on the lake, being in the water, being out when it's warm, those are my things. So don't know what you like, but apparently the warm weather is here now. So at least where I am, hopefully where you are too, unless of course winter is your thing, then sorry, it's going to be warm for a little while. But alrighty, let's talk about one important thing before we go too far. Today only, free shipping. If your order is $100 or more, you get free shipping. Oh, what an awesome way to save some money. We all love to save money. We love free, right? So today only ends at midnight tonight. So don't wait. Free shipping on orders of $100 or more. If you have an order, but it's not $100 and you are local either to Wasaga Beach or Bancroft, let me know. Let me know right away because when I'm finished here, I will be putting in my order. But if you let me know, I'm going to say by 5 o'clock, 6 at the absolute latest, that you want something and you'd like me to add it to my order, I will do that. And then you can pick it up from, as I say, either my craft studio in Wasaga Beach or from Bancroft, whichever, wherever you are. And we will go with it that way, because then, whatever you need, the shipping will be free, because perhaps I need a couple of things too. Don't forget that Designer Series paper is on sale. So this is a great time. You can get a discount on the Designer Series paper, and you don't have to pay for shipping. So, let's just pile the deals on the deals. It's all good. Of course, if you want the absolute very best deal going, join my team. Become a great Stampin' Believer. We would love to welcome you to our team, and we are an easygoing group of people who just love to craft, love to socialize, love to help each other with our crafting. What do you think of this? Does this look good? Should this be bigger, smaller, over to the left, to the right, whatever? And we do that at our team crafting nights and all those sorts of things. But we love to support each other. We love to help each other. And I would love to have you become a member of our group and join us on this wonderful crafting adventure. The starter kit right now, you may select $206 worth of product. Oh my goodness, 206! That's a ton of stuff. And you pay only $135, and there is no tax and no shipping. If you live in Ontario, anyway. A couple places across Canada, there is tax that you do have to pay, but for most of the country, it is no tax and no shipping. So it's an awesome deal. And even if you have to pay tax, $206 worth of product for $135, $71 of free stuff. It's awesome. And you get to be part of our group. And there's so many benefits to that. We have all sorts of activities for our team. We have our own team Facebook page where we share ideas and creativity and ideas and all sorts of things. And you also get to be part of a much bigger stamping family, the Stampin' Up! Family. And so lots and lots of perks to that as well. And one of the best ones is at least 20% off of all of your future crafting supplies. So how awesome is that? There is no obligation. If you join, you do not have to do Facebook Lives. You don't have to do classes. You don't have to do anything that you don't want to do, but you can do everything that you do want to do. So some people like to join and just be happy shoppers getting a discount. Some people like to share it with others and teach a class here and there. Some people want to make a full-blown business out of it. It is whatever you want. There are no rules. There are no obligations to, that you have to do these 5 activities when you join. And I certainly won't force you to do any of them. I will help you. I will support you. But we'll talk about what it is you want and we'll go from there. So please reach out to me if you'd like to join. This special, unlike the free shipping, which is only for today, the special does run till the end of the month. So you can join anytime from now till the end of the month and take advantage of that awesome deal. But don't wait too long because when it's gone, it's gone. So love to chat with you more about that. Okay, let's get to some crafting, shall we? Okay. So last week, we used this Courage and Faith stamp set. And you may recall that I did a class that included these 3 cards. And if you place an order of $45 or greater, I will send you a kit to make 6 cards, 2 of each of these. And I will send you all the paper pieces and the embellishments and everything that you need to complete these. What I can't do is send you these stamped images, sentiments. So you would have to either use something from your stash or the $45 order that you're placing. You could include this Courage and Faith stamp set because it is a wonderful stamp set. So something to think about. And I have all the information for that in the description for this video. Now in there, I talk about the $100 free shipping. You do not have to spend $100 to get the kit. The kit is yours for free with any $45 minimum order. Okay. If your order is $60 or more, I will send you a package of these iridescent pearls, which are so pretty. And they are what is adorning these cards. And then you will have them to embellish your cards with. Alrighty. For today, I told you that I would show you some more cards using the same stamp set so that you have more ideas and see more ways to use it. And so that's what we are going to do. So I am just reaching into my box here. So I made 2 of the 3 cards that I'm going to show you. So I'm thinking we'll start with the one that I haven't made yet. In case it doesn't work out so well, we'll end on a high note. Oh my goodness, yes, brave and bold. But I had 1 piece of this designer series paper cut, not 2. So I thought, well, I'll just lay it all out and think about it. And then I couldn't decide what size I wanted for my layer. So then I stopped there and figured I'd wait until this afternoon, see how I was feeling and what I was thinking at this point. So if you were with me for Craft Spot and one of my online classes a few weeks ago, you may recall that we used this piece of designer series paper from the Cheerful Daisies. This is Fresh as a Daisy, this paper. It's from the Cheerful Daisies suite. And when I do my online classes, they are for 6 cards. Normally, I would send you supplies to make 2 of 3 different patterns. But for this class, we made, you may recall, we made 6 different cards. Just kind of laying them. Oh, look, this one went this way, but that one. And then this one used this and the back of that piece. So, so those were the 6 cards that we made in that class. And if you were one of the people that ordered this class, or sorry, if you shop with me and got this class for free, you know that I sent you the whole piece of designer series paper cut, but I sent you all of this and you ended up with 3 pieces that didn't have cards. So perhaps you have already made those into something, or perhaps not. And if you have not, we're going to use this piece today. So I'm just going to put that up there. And this is the one that we are going to use. So I have a piece of Pebbled Path cardstock for my card base, because this is Pebbled Path, one of the new in colors for 2023 to 2025. And then I have Granny Apple Green for the frame. And as I said, I wasn't sure whether I wanted to do it like this or whether I wanted it to be larger. And I'm not sure, but I think I want a smaller one. I think because I have a wide border looks, to my eye, looks a little odd, whereas this is just all framed into a focal point. But if you are watching and you feel differently, let me know. I did forget my ink. So I want to try, this is where we get into the, I sure hope this works part. I want to stamp on here on Granny Apple Green. I believe it's going to be dark enough, but I haven't done it. So I'm not necessarily positive about that. That's where the adventure begins. So I have the Be of Good Courage sentiment, and I have, we also talked about using some of the other image stamps, and so I'm going to use these two to just kind of frame my sentiment. So here goes. Wish me luck. Oh dear. Okay, so we're going to go in one moment. I just have some cat fur on my ink pad. Go figure, eh? And now I'm going to have inky fingers because I have to sort of scrape it to get it lifted and get it off. I don't know how I end up with cat fur on my ink pads. It doesn't happen a whole lot, but I never leave my ink pads open. And the cats, well, okay. Okay, the cats are around when I'm stamping, so their fur is flying through the air. My ink pad is open, and then it lands on there, I suppose. Anyway, got it. It's all good now. So, and hopefully I am not so inky that I get ink anywhere that we don't want it. Okay, so I am going to start with my sentiment. So that I can see, actually, you know what? I am going to start with these, because if this doesn't turn out to be dark enough, I'll do my sentiment in black so that it shows up better. But I think it's going to be okay. I just, erring on the side of just in case. Just going to make it nice and inky. And I'm just going to come in here near the edge and stamp that down. Okay, are we ready? Moment of truth, everyone. Here goes. I think that's just lovely. Dark enough that you can see it. So there is one. And here. This is, I'm sorry, I have to just turn this because it's not straight for how I'm looking. So I think I'm probably crooked on the camera right now, but, oh yes, I'm very crooked on the camera. I'm sorry. Need to want my stamping to be straight. Just gonna do the sentiment and then I'll put you back straight so that you don't have to look at everything on a crazy angle. But just want to have every chance that I can to get this straight. Okay, so we'll just put that back, and this, now it seems really wow. Can I do this? No, this. This thing is it drives me a little bit crazy, but you know that, right? No, way off. It seems to be in the air right now. One of the other demonstrators that I follow from out west, Tamara Bertram, she's been having trouble with her camera stand the last couple times I've seen her on as well. So I don't know. Maybe it's the warmer weather. It's making everything behave in a funny manner. Okay, so let me just take a quick moment and clean off my stamps. This is an old stamp and scrub, but it does still, these things, they just never seem to wear out. They are so awesome. And they clean your stamps so beautifully. And if you use, and this is an old bottle, I just use it because it's a small size. Now you get a spray bottle that is much larger, but Stampin' Mist cleans and conditions your stamps so that they will last forever is an awfully long time, but years and years and years and years, because of course, if you clean your stamps with water or baby wipes, if there's any alcohol in there, the rubber will dry out and then your stamps will not stamp nicely. So that's not a good thing. But look at that. I do like that. It's so the Granny Apple Green on this paper turned out lovely. There's the Moody Mauve from the back, from that one card that we looked at. Also good colors, but I went into the drawer when I was creating these cards and thought, okay, I've been using the new core colors a lot recently because they're new and they're fun and they're lovely and we all want to play with them. But I thought it's time to go back and show a little love to some of the colors that we've had for a while that I haven't used lately. And Granny Apple Green was the winner. So there we go. Oh, while I had my ink out, I should have added stamp to the inside. This is dark, so you need to have a white inside. And if I'm going to do that, I often, not always, but I will often add a stamp down here in the corner. Just make sure you have it going the right direction. If it's portrait, you want it one place. If it's landscape, you want it another place. Just give that a quick clean. And then we also need to find some embellishments for this. So one of the cards that I'm doing, oh, so these are in color, 2022 to 2024 in color pearls. So this is Parakeet Party. This is not Granny Apple Green, but they might work, and they are pretty. Ooh, look at those. I want to make sure they're green enough because Parakeet Party is not as dark as Granny Apple Green. But what do you think? Can you see? Oh, it's hard. Oh, the color doesn't show up really well on camera, does it? I think it's going to be okay. And I think I'm going to use it because these are pretty. And look, it's a whole new pack. I haven't used any of these yet, so it is indeed about time. If I put them down here, they might look more green. I want them down. I just set it down, so I can still think I want them in here. And I think I even want them in a row. And I don't think they're quite in the middle, but okay, yes, here we go. So I'm going to pull this one off for a moment, and I'm going to look more about where the middle is here. Do that. There. This, and then we're going to do this guy again, and hope that we a little bit better, but okay. Oh my goodness. Yeah, making a mess. See, this is why you don't do gems in a row when they're, when you're trying to center or something. Okay, I think that's good. There. Let's move on. We don't want to be here all day with this, do we? But these, look at those. Orchid Oasis, Starry Sky, Sweet Sorbet, Tahitian Tide, and Parakeet Party. They are all lovely. If you don't have some of these, free shipping. Order them today because they are really pretty. So Orchid Oasis and Starry Sky. Well, actually, I do have Tahitian. I have Tahitian in here today too. Tahitian Tide. But those others, I haven't used those a lot lately, and they're all beautiful. So I need to pull out more of those colors and play with them some more. Maybe next week. Doing next week yet. It will be a new class, and I didn't look at my calendar to see what I have planned. Oh, so I don't remember. So there we go. Card number 1. Let's give him a little bit of a squish again. It seems to want to pop up. There we go. Okay. Card number 2. Now this one I can show you in advance. Using, again, some of the Daisy, Fresh as a Daisy Designer Series paper. So this is the, I'll say the front, the one side, but I really like this sort of textured blue on the back. So that's what I'm using. And then Cherry Cobbler, and this is Azure Afternoon or Azure Afternoon. I don't know, I've heard it said both ways. And I'm not sure whether it's depends where you are in which country, or whether it's a potato thing or what, but that's that's what color that is. Okay, and I have an inside piece of cardstock for this one as well, so I'm gonna put it out so I don't forget to use it this time. Okay, this time we are going to stamp in Cherry Cobbler. Get it open, there we go. That to the side a little bit, and I'm using the other stamp. So there's 2, right? So this one has some flowers and some leaves, and this is just leaves and some little berries. So this time I'm going to use these, and just, and now I'm going to have this crooked thing again. So I'm not going to look at my grid paper. I'm just going to focus on where this is, and hopefully that will get it straight. And where is the other? Don't. It's nice that they do. I mean, you could just do one. One would be lovely, but I like that they give us 2, so you can sort of circle your something. And I sort of touched down when I did this one, and I'm not positive. And I did it a little bit there again, but I think we will be okay. And this time I Where did my sentiment go? There we go. Trust in the Lord with all your heart. And I put it up a little bit on the last one because it seemed to look like that's where it would go nicely. I think I'm going to do the same thing with this one. There we go. Okay. Oh, and before I clean everything off, see, I put this here so I would remember, and then I almost forgot. Just going to stamp that right down onto there. Okay. Now I did suggest that we would do perhaps a little bit of coloring this week. So I got out my Stampin' Write markers, and I was going to color in the flowers with cherry cobbler and the leaves. This is mossy meadow, and then I thought, I don't know that I want to do that necessarily. So what I ended up doing was using the fine tip end and just adding a little bit of, so it's just lines, but it creates a kind of shading in my flowers and leaves, as opposed to coloring them in and making it solid red. So you can still see a little bit of the blue behind, but you can definitely tell that it's colored kind of red. And the leaves will be kind of green. Something a little bit different, not quite coloring, not quite not coloring. A little bit of an oopsie up there, but we don't tell people about it. Lots of them won't even notice. I suppose I could put a gem up there, but it's not that noticeable, really. Unless you're looking for it. Or maybe it is. We'll see. I didn't actually put any gems on here because I have that shiny gold ribbon, but anyway, we will see when we get there. And I'm just going to take a moment to clean off my stamps. I don't use these on the next one. Oops, but heaven forbid I should put an red inky stamp into a lighter color ink pad. That doesn't usually end well. If you ever do that though, if you ever put an inked up stamp into your wrong color ink pad and you get cherry cobbler in your azure afternoon or something that's considerably lighter, you can clean it. Wipe it with paper towel, just soak up the ink and get the red out. And if you're able to do that, then you can just use your re-inker and add, usually you would need to add some more blue once you've cleaned the red out. If it is severe and you can't get it out, you can run your ink pad underwater and take out all of the ink. And then you just start fresh and re-ink from scratch. Just make sure you let the ink pad dry before you re-ink it so that you don't dilute your ink. Okay, so I have a bow and I have a piece of ribbon. It's kind of a cheater rather than wrapping it around and tying a bow, which I tend to find a little bit difficult to do. So here's my cheater, and here's my next cheater on my cheater. Grab a glue dot, put it in the middle where you want your ribbon, because you know your bow is going to go here anyway, and cover that up. And then that just holds it down, holds it in place while you get everything rolling. Flip it over to the back, and I'm going to tape runner there. You notice I brought out my silicone mat because this is a little bit sticky, And after I wrap this around, it will not cover all of that tape runner. So the back will be a little bit sticky. And I don't want it to stick to my paper. I want it to stick to my card when I get there. So, okay. And then I'm going to take another glue dot. And because this is quite narrow ribbon. Oh, speaking of ribbon, let me tell you, this is gold and silver trim combo pack. Oh, I have the silver out so that you get gold and silver in one package. This is you will only find this online. Anyone can order it. It's not just for demonstrators or anything, but it's not in a catalog. It's only online. It's part of the online exclusives, but it's wonderful. It's just nice little trim and sparkly and bright, and the silver is the same. Do I have the silver handy? One moment. Yes. So here's the silver. So the silver is also lovely. Look how bright and shiny that is. So it's lovely. Soft, easy to tie in a bow. Nice and thin. You could double or triple layer it if you wanted to have a thicker look of all that glisten and shine. Or you can just do single if you just want a little bit. So I don't know whether you can see, probably not. Yeah, no. Anyway, I've just kind of rolled this glue dot a little bit to make it a little bit smaller because again, my ribbon is narrow. So now my glue dot is only the size of that knot. I'm just going to put that right onto there. And that's my my faker, wrap it around and tie a bow look. Okay, now I am going to attach this with dimensionals. Oops, that's not so good. Just put the back off without picking up the dimensional. So, okay, and I'm just going. These are taped down, but sometimes I just like to put the dimensional right over it as well, just to hold it. And then I'm going to put one of these towards the bottom, just to be sure. Okay, get these backs off of here. They're being very sticky today. Oh, that one's already off. Yes. Okay. Done with the silicone mat. Bring in our card base. And then just going to put this guy down to there. Okay. And then we will lose our tape runner. There we go. Hiding under my silicone mat. Get this inside piece attached. And maybe we'll put some, I do have some, I do have little gold butterflies. Could just throw one little butterfly right in there. I don't know whether this guy's going to stick or not because he's not on his proper wrapper, but let's just see. Right. Should probably have more than just one, right? Oh, this guy's not really. He's not really sticky. So he wasn't on his proper sheet, and so his sticky's not really sticky anymore. I had what did I do with? I had sequins. I had them out, and I've put them somewhere safe. But they're not in my box of stuff for this. And I don't know what I did with them. Oh, so these guys. What else do you have in your little pickle trunk? Those are not really gold. They're not the right color. Maybe these little guys. Festive pearls. I really kind of would like to know what I did with those sequins, though. That's very odd. I was just using them today. And you know they're going to show up 37 seconds after I finish this. However, I don't know where they are right now. So, plan B. We'll use some of these festive pearls because we can put him right there. And then we'll just add a few more right up there. There. And now the little oops is hidden. Should I put some onto this guy as well while we're here? I don't know that he really needs it. It was just covering up a boo-boo. So, okay, card number 2. Oh, ha! Not even 37 seconds after I finished, because I haven't even finished yet. There they are. I could have used those. Oh well, we have little festive pearls, and I had those out, and I did have them out for this because look, they're on this third card. These are the copper ones, so we're going to use those on this card. Oh my goodness. So for this card, we have a lemon lolly card base. We will burnish too. Oops. Alrighty, and then I had used a piece of the Fresh as a Daisy designer series paper and a piece of Tahitian Tide. I told you I had pulled out Tahitian Tide. This has been embossed with the timber. This one is wood grain anyway, the wood grain. And then I stacked both pieces together and I cut them corner to corner. So they are exact opposites. So 2 of them went on this card and 2 of them will go on this card. So let's just bring the silicone mat back in, and I'll flip this over and flip this over. And I'm going to put liquid glue on these just in case I need to kind of wiggle them into place, because I'm just getting them into place, you know, with an eyeball. And because they are only half pieces, I can't compare everything quite as easily to make sure that they are going on straight. I'm going to get them both ready, and then I can get them onto the card base relatively quickly, and I will still be able to give them a little bit of a wiggle jiggle if I need to. So I have just let that sit down onto there. I haven't pushed it yet. And same with this one. I think we have it quite straight. We're going to say it's straight. We're going to flip it over and give it a nice back rub. And you always want to be sort of pushing out to the edges just to make sure your glue is going out to all of your corners on this. But if you do it from the back, you won't slide it around. If you push here, if you're pushing and not holding or something, you could end up sliding one of these, because that of course is the beauty of the liquid glue, that you have a moment to sort of slide it around. So for this one, little bit of something different. This is the Tahitian Tide Stampin' Blends, the light and the dark. And I'm going to use those just to create a colored background. So rather than using cardstock, this is just a little bit, gives you a little bit of shading, and I'm just going to scribble my way a little bit more than half with the light. And then I'm going to bring in the dark and do some scribbling with him. So there's no real pattern, no rhyme or reason. It doesn't go the same amount every stroke. It doesn't, it's just adding some color. And this one I am going to stamp with my Tuxedo Black ink. And I have in everything give thanks. Just going to put that right down into the center there. Not positive it's in the center because I can't really see the top, but it's close enough. And then I have this little guy. So just some dots just to add a little bit of interest here. And I am just going to come in on one side this way. And then there's only one of these. So you just, because it's the others, they give you two of them, because if you flipped it like this, it would be standing on its head and it would be quite obvious that your pattern is upside down. This one, it's just dots and it's quite random. So it doesn't really have an up and a down. It can go either direction. So there we go. And then I have a piece of lemon lolly, and this I cut with quite a narrow border. So I'm going to attach this also with my liquid glue. Anytime you have a narrow border, I find it easiest to use the liquid glue because it gives you that extra little moment to slide your cardstock one way or another if you need to. Whereas with the tape runner, once you set it down, that's where it's going. So this just has that moment of forgiveness to just kind of look at this and say, are my borders even? There, I think they are. And then we flip it over and we give it a nice press on the back. And then I'm going to attach this to the card base with dimensionals as well, to have little pop in my cards. And dimensionals add some of those to your order. See, it's not difficult to find things that you need, right? Everyday essentials, cardstock, dimensionals, adhesive, tape runner, glue, liquid glue, envelopes. All those things are things that you're going to use. You know you're going to use them. You know you're going to need them. So why not order some of them today? Stock up a little bit. Well, you don't have to pay shipping because that's going to save you some money. And saving money is a good thing in my books. Okay, some of these sequins. So put them on the top on the other one. Do I want them? I was thinking I would go to the bottom this time, just to be different. Just because I can. I suppose I could go top and bottom, but we'll just do this. There we go. So these sequins, by the way, in case you were wondering what I had been looking for before, I couldn't find. They were, under my nose. Neutrals adhesive backed sequins. So all neutral colors. Copper. It's like a burnished bronze, kind of gold and white. Perfect for everything, right? Because they are neutral. Okay, so there we go. So there are the cards that we made today. Put this guy in the middle because he's going the other direction. See, I hadn't made one of those before, and I really like him. Oh dear, having some trouble with all my accessories today. Okay, there we go. Let me come back here. right here. Okay, so those are some cards for today, just showing you a few different things that you can do with the Courage and Faith stamp set. And don't forget, if you place a $45 order today, $45 or more, excuse me, using the host code that is in the description, I will send you a card kit for the cards from last week, absolutely free. 6 cards, 2 of each pattern. And if you want to order the Courage and Faith stamp set, then, here's some more inspiration for using that stamp set. But you don't have to. You can order anything you like. And remember, if your order is $100 or more, you get free shipping. If it's under $100 but you're local, you may email me your order and I'll include it with my things. And if your order's much over $100, if it's more than $135, you absolutely should join Great Stamping Believers. Become a member of our group, and we would love to welcome you. That's it for today, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me on this crafting adventure. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope to craft again with you really soon. Take care, everyone. Bye for now.